Have you ever noticed that your dog closes its eyes when you gently scratch a certain spot, but barely reacts when you pat the top of its head? Most people believe that any touch is a sign of love. After all, we pet our dogs every day. A quick rub on the head before leaving for work, a few pats after coming home. It feels like affection, but to your dog. Those moments may not mean what you think they do. Dogs don't experience touch the same way humans do. While we often reach for the top of their heads because it feels natural to us, many dogs actually prefer slower, gentler contact in completely different places. The side of the neck, the base of the ears, the chest. These are areas where relaxed touch can help their body release tension and create a genuine feeling of safety. Think about it this way. Imagine someone you care about greeting you every day with a quick tap on the shoulder before walking away. You'd appreciate the gesture, but it wouldn't make you feel deeply connected. Now imagine they stopped, looked you in the eyes, and gave you a calm, reassuring hug. The message is completely different. Your dog feels that difference too. The truth is, your dog isn't just looking for physical contact. They're searching for emotional reassurance. Every slow stroke tells them, "You're safe. I'm here. I choose this moment with you." Tonight, before you reach for your dog's head out of habit, try something different. Sit beside them. Let your hand rest gently on their chest or the side of their neck. Slow down. Watch their breathing. Watch their eyes soften. You may discover that your dog has been trying to show you what love feels like all along, and all they needed was for you to touch them in a way they truly understood. Now let me ask you something. When you take your dog for a walk, who decides where to go? Most of us think the answer is obvious. We choose the route, the pace, and when it's time to head home. If our dog stops every few steps to sniff a patch of grass or a tree, we gently pull the leash and keep moving. After all, the walk is supposed to be exercise, right? Not exactly. To your dog, a walk isn't just about moving their legs, it's about exploring a world that exists almost entirely through scent. Every mailbox, every sidewalk, every blade of grass tells a story that your eyes could never see. Another dog may have passed by just minutes ago. A nervous puppy may have left behind the scent of fear. An older dog may have marked the area hours earlier. Your dog is collecting all of that information with every breath. Imagine someone taking your phone away every 5 seconds while you're trying to read an important message. Frustrating, isn't it? That's very close to what your dog experiences when every interesting smell is interrupted by a tug on the leash. This constant interruption doesn't just shorten the walk, it takes away one of the most meaningful parts of your dog's day. So the next time you go outside, try changing just one thing. Instead of asking, "How far did we walk?" ask, "How much did my dog get to discover?" Give them a few extra moments to sniff that tree. Let them investigate the corner they've been staring at. Slow your pace and let curiosity replace the schedule. You may be surprised to find that when your dog's mind is finally satisfied, their body naturally relaxes too. Sometimes, the happiest walk isn't the longest one. It's the one where your dog feels truly free to experience the world the way nature intended. There's something else your dog has been listening to all this time. And it isn't just your words. It's your voice. Have you ever... What? But in many cases, something much simpler is happening. Your dog isn't just hearing what you say. They're listening to how you say it. Think about the people in your own life. Someone can say, "I'm proud of you," with warmth in their voice, and it stays with you for days. But those exact same words, spoken without emotion, can feel empty. The message hasn't changed, but the feeling has. Dogs are remarkably sensitive to that feeling. Long before they learned what sit, stay, or come meant, they learned to read your emotional state. They notice the tension in your voice after a stressful day. They recognize the excitement when you grab the leash. They even hear the difference between a genuine laugh and one that's forced. That's why simply repeating a command louder rarely works. Raising your voice doesn't make your message clearer, it often makes it more confusing. Instead, try creating a few special phrases that belong only to the relationship between you and your dog. Say their name with the same gentle warmth every time you're happy to see them. Use one short sentence before bedtime, another before every walk. Over time, those words become emotional landmarks. Your dog begins to associate them with comfort, safety, and belonging. One day, you'll say those familiar words from across the room, and before your dog even starts walking toward you, you'll see their tail begin to wag. Because they didn't respond to the words alone. They responded to the person behind them. Now think about your dog's dinner for a moment. How long does it usually take them to finish eating? 30 seconds? Maybe 1 minute? Then the bowl is empty, and the most exciting part of their day is already over. For us, food is simply a meal, but for your dog, it has always been much more than that. Long before dogs lived in our homes, their ancestors had to search, track, solve problems, and work together before they earned a single bite. Their brains evolved to enjoy the challenge, not just the reward. Today, many dogs never experience that feeling. We pour food into a bowl, place it on the floor, and within moments it's gone. Hunger disappears, but something deeper remains unsatisfied. Their body is full, yet their mind has had nothing to do. That's why many dogs continue looking for something to chew, dig, or investigate even after they've eaten. They're not always hungry. Sometimes, they're simply missing the experience of working for what they received. The good news is that you don't need expensive puzzle toys to change that. Tomorrow morning, instead of serving breakfast the usual way, scatter a handful of kibble across the grass. Hide a few pieces around the living room. Roll some treats inside an old towel and let your dog figure out how to reach them. Watch what happens. Their nose starts working. Their eyes become focused. Their tail begins to wag with excitement, not because the food tastes different, but because earning it feels different. And here's the beautiful part. Every time you create that little challenge, your dog isn't just associating you with food. They're associating you with adventure, curiosity, and success. To them, you stop being the person who fills the bowl. You become the person who makes life interesting. Now, here's the one almost nobody talks about. It doesn't require money. It doesn't require training. And it might be the most meaningful gift you can ever give your dog. Your presence. Not while you're throwing a ball. Not while you're holding a leash. Not while you're asking them to sit, stay, or come. Just your presence. Tonight, after everything is quieted down, put your phone away for a few minutes. Turn off the TV. Sit on the floor somewhere in your home and do absolutely nothing. Don't call your dog. Don't offer a treat. Don't reach out your hand. Simply wait. At first, your dog may only glance at you. They might wonder why you've suddenly become so still. Then, little by little, they'll begin to move closer. Maybe they'll stop a few feet away. Maybe they'll sit beside you. Maybe they'll gently rest their head on your leg without making a sound. That moment is more important than it looks. Your dog isn't coming because you asked. They're coming because they chose you. In a world where we are constantly telling our dogs what to do, come here, sit, leave it, wait. They rarely get the chance to make a choice that belongs entirely to them. When they freely decide to be close to you, without expecting food, toys, or praise, they're showing one of the purest forms of trust they can offer. And trust isn't built during the biggest moments. It's built during the quiet ones. Years from now, your dog probably won't remember every toy you bought or every treat you gave them, but they'll remember how safe they felt lying beside you on an ordinary evening when nothing special was happening. Because in the end, your dog has never been asking for a perfect life. They've only been hoping for one simple thing, to know that wherever you are, they belong there too. Before you leave, I want you to think about something. Your dog will never remember how expensive their bed was. They won't remember the brand of food you bought or how many toys filled the basket in the corner of the room, but they will remember how you made them feel. Every gentle touch that told them they were safe. Every walk where you let them slow down and discover the world. Every warm word that made their tail wag before they even understood the sentence. Every little challenge that made them feel capable instead of simply being fed. And every quiet evening when you chose to sit beside them, expecting absolutely nothing in return. Those are the moments that become your dog's life. The truth is, dogs don't ask us for perfection. They don't care if the house is spotless or if every day goes exactly according to plan. They don't measure love by money or possessions. They measure it by presence, by patience, by trust. And perhaps that's why dogs have spent thousands of years teaching humans one lesson we still struggle to learn: that love isn't something you say. It's something you make another living being feel. So tonight, before your dog curls up to sleep, try just one of the 5 things we talked about today. You don't have to change everything at once. Sometimes one small moment is enough to begin changing an entire relationship. And when you do, come back and tell us what happened. I'd love to know your dog's name, how old they are, and which of these 5 changes made the biggest difference. I read as many of your comments as I can, and your stories often inspire future videos. If this video helped you see your dog in a new way, share it with another dog lover who needs to hear this message. Don't forget to subscribe, because every week we explore the hidden language of dogs, and together we learn how to love them in the way they've always hoped we would. See you in the next video.